Hello viewers, today we will discuss on a process of soil formations. So soil formations or predogenates depends first on weathering. First of all, watch till last for getting more knowledge. Then first the weathered material or transported deposit are colonized by a bacteria and other inferior plant body like mosses and lichens. The dead remains of organisms, plants helps in humus accumulation. Then grass fronds may grow through seeds brought by birds and winds. Plants' roots penetrate ground, burrowing animals bring up particle mass of water, become porous and sponge-like with capacity to retain water and to permit the passage of air. And finally, a mature soil complex mixture of minerals and organic products form. So this is the process of a soil formation. You can write it in mains exams or written exams of any exams. So soil forming factors. There are 5 factors like parent material, topography, climate, biological activity and time. We will discuss only small part of this. Parent material can be in situ or on site weathered rock, debris or transported deposits. Soil formation depends upon texture, structure, minerals and chemical composition of rocks, debris and deposits. Okay, the nature and rate of weathering and depth weathering mantle are important consideration under parent materials. Now we will discuss second point, which is topography. Like parent material is another passive control factor, the influence of topography is felt through amount of exposure of surface covered by parent material to sunlight, an amount of surface and subsurface drainage over and through parent material soil with a thin or steep soils and over flat areas. The topography depends like if there is a steep soil, steep slopes, then the more the topography will be upland areas. How the weathering of a soil happens, it depends on that type of topography. And third point is climate. Moisture in terms of its intensity, frequency and duration of precipitation, evaporation and humidity. Temperature in terms of seasonal and diurnal variation. So moisture and temperature are points under climate. Precipitation gives soil its moisture content, which makes the chemical and biological activity possible. Then another point, removal of silica from soil is called as a desilication. This is an important point. Now, this is also important point. In dry climates, because of high temperature, evaporation exceeds precipitation. You have to remember this. In dry climates, because of high temperature, evaporation exceeds precipitation and hence groundwater is brought up to surface by capillary action and evaporates, leaving salt behind. Such salts forms into crust in the soil is known as hard pans. It can be asked in any exam, so you should learn these points. In tropical climates, in areas with intermediate precipitation conditions, calcium carbonates are formed, which are also known as conker. Okay, these are some points in climate. You read it once. Then fourth point is biological activity. The vegetative cover an organism that occupied the parent material from beginning and also at a larger stage helps in adding organic matter, moisture retention and nitrogen, etc. Then some organic acids which forms during humification, acid in decomposing the minerals of soil parent material. See that points. Now Further, bacteria and other soil organisms takes gaseous nitrogen from air and convert it into a chemical form that can be used by plant. This is known as a nitrogen fixation. So what is nitrogen fixation? When a bacteria takes gaseous nitrogen from air and convert it into chemical form that can be used by plant, this process is known as nitrogen fixation. Rhizobium, a type of bacteria, lives in root nodules of leguminous plants and fixes nitrogen beneficial to host plants. This is also an important point. Time is a third important controlling factor in soil formation. The length of the time the soil forming process operates determines maturation of soils and profile development. A soil becomes mature when all soil forming process act for a sufficiently long time developing a profile. Soil developing from recently deposited aluminum or glacier till are considered young and they exhibit no rhizobium or only poorly developed origin. So this topic was on soil formation. See video twice and remember it. And don't forget to subscribe the channel.